Okay, so today I'm going to make a really simple card. At the moment I'm just scoring this card down its halfway point. I can't remember what size it was, so there won't be any measurements on the screen, but essentially you can make it whatever size you want, just score it down the middle, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I'm using a Stampin' Up! Scallop border punch for this. Now on the punch you can see there are little notches all the way down it, and I've lined it up so that the scallops are going to be even when I've finished punching. If you've got one of these bunches you'll know what I mean. This cardstock's quite tough, so it's really hard to punch through. But yeah, so it's easier if you turn the punch over and line it up that way. I can never get it right the other way around, especially not with my Fiskars punches. I find those really difficult. So anyway, at this time when I made the video, I didn't have the threading water punch by Fiskars, but I really love the effect, so I wanted to create something similar myself. So I just used, I've just punched holes all the way along each scallop myself. And it's a pretty good effect. If you can't get hold of the punch, it's a good way of mimicking it. And now obviously the card front is a bit shorter than the card back, so I've got to add some extra paper, and you want to add a contrasting paper, and I always love the combination of the pink and the beige, the craft cardstock. It looks lovely. So yeah, just add that. I just stick it down and then cut around it here, but you can measure it up beforehand if you wish. I just didn't. Now here I was going to use my ruler to cut down it, but then I realised because the cardstock was so thick, I could just butt up my my craft knife against it and use that as the edge. Also, you'll notice I am working directly onto my tabletop. Don't worry, it's a glass surface. My whole desk is completely covered in glass. I do all my cutting straight onto it, and it doesn't mark it at all. It's great. I love IKEA. That's where I got the table from, and the glass is pre-cut, so you buy it separately, but it's great. Yeah, so that's the base card done, and now we get onto some stamping. Can't remember what these stamps are called, but they'll be in the credits. But I really do love them. I've used them quite a lot, and you can tell because they're totally stained, and I've tried everything to clean them, and you just can't, and there is no need to, because it makes no difference. They still stamp just as perfectly as the first time you use them. They might not look good, but no one sees them. And yeah, so just ink it up really well. Here I'm using some chalkbox inks, and I really like them because they're really new and juicy at the minute, so that's good. But you see, you get a whole rainbow of colours, which is great because you don't need to worry about matching up colours. They're just all going to blend in. They're going to look great if you use them in one card. I just stamped the same image on both sides. I didn't stamp the whole of the image, and in the middle you'll see it's a bit messy, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be covered up by my topper in a minute. I always try and clean off my stamps using baby wipes, but as I say, they never come up completely clean. Again, here there's this really pretty flower stamp from the same set, and it's got leaves hanging off the edge, but I don't want them, so I'm just going to be cutting them off, so I didn't ink up those either. But yeah, so I'm using a brown ink of the same set here. Those two, the pink and the brown, really tone well nicely, and the brown ink looks good on the craft cardstock. So good firm impression is important. I made a couple of cards, same design, and on some of them I embossed this when it was wet with clear embossing powder, just to give a raised image, but I didn't do it here because I quite like just the stamping, the effect that stamping can give. So yeah, cut around it, but you didn't need to see me laboriously cutting around it. So now here I need to cut some circles because I'm going to layer the flower onto the circles as my topper, using some 3D stickers. I'm using the collusal cutting system. I really like it. You can use anything you like, it doesn't have to be this one. In fact, this one's really difficult to get hold of in the UK. I ended up scouring eBay for it for hours, and then I found it in France. So I shipped it in from there, which, you know, was pretty expensive. But my old circle cutting system, I really couldn't get on with, so this works for me. I'm glad I made the investment, but you don't have to. You can use a compass and a scalpel if you can work that. So anyway, I wanted to layer the white with a pink circle on top of that, and then with my flower on top. And I decided that, you know, that was a good colour combo, but I wanted to add some extra definition to the edge of the pink circle. You can see here. And so I made the decision to just add some of the pink chalk ink around the edge of the circle. So just dab that on all the way around. And now I'm just building that topper, just using 3-dimensional stickers. These stickers are super sticky, and they just stuck together. They're a real pain to get them apart, but I managed it in the end. They work really well. You can't actually peel them off once they're stuck, so my cards aren't going to fall apart. Yeah, here, so I'm just layering that on there, and just off the camera shot there, I stuck the pink circle to the white circle just with some sticky tape, sticky runner tape, and then this with 3-dimensional stickers. Normally I would lean over the card to stick any toppers on to make sure they're central, but obviously the video camera was above an in shot, so all you'd see was my head, so I just lifted it. Here, these are Doodlebug rub-ons. In the past, I've had a real bad experience with rub-ons. You can scour at them and you can iron them on, and they just will not rub off. But these ones, they went like a dream. I thought I'd give them a go. So yeah, Doodlebug rub-ons, brilliant, recommended highly. I won't bore you with going through every single letter, but I wrote the word enjoy. See how easily that lifted away. That's great. I tend to find pushing down with your finger on the letters afterwards just to make sure they fully stick really helps. So yeah.